Well, hello there, everybody. Hope you're having a good night. I am just going to do a quick ink project with you. And what I'm going to use is the Wicked Chickens Lay Deviled Eggs and the Kitchen's Closed This Heifer's Had It. This is such a fun transfer. It's one of my favorites. I've been waiting for it since we launched it on the 15th. All I have to do is grab a little bit of ink here. So let me grab one out of here. This is our new Midnight Sky ink. It just came out. It's in a lot bigger container, or at least it looks a lot bigger, even though it's just an ounce more. So now we've got 3 ounces coming out when the 2 ounces run out. This is what they're sending. And instead of it being, let's see, instead the ink used to be $10, but now it's $14 for the 3 ounce. And then the paste is still $9 for the 2 ounce, or $13 for the 3 ounce. And then of course the squeegees that we use are only about $4.50, or not even about, they are $4.50, but you can cut them up and use them at different sizes like I've shown you before. So as I'm getting prepared here while I'm talking to you, I figured I could just do it all at once. So I've got my Cricut Easy Press here and it's all ready to go too. And then what I do is I just used one of these to cut my transfers because, as my family would tell you, I have issues. I just like things to be straight if I can. And if I can't, I do my best to deal with it. So all we have to do with these is cut them in half. Let me grab the blade. It must have fallen off. That's all right, because I've got another one. So anyway, so I'll just pop the blade on if I can. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut it. That way I get a straight line and it helps me because I'm the one with the issue. Let's see, it looks like I missed a little tiny edge of it. Okay, so that's all ready to go now. So I am just using a flour sack towel because, to be honest, they're my favorite kind of towel. So I use them a lot. And I just wanted to try the blue ink. Even though it's not really the color of a chicken or anything like that, I'm still going to give it a shot. Because it might look kind of cool when I'm all done. So I've already stuck the towel to the ink mat. I know I've shown you this before, but it's just a Chalk Couture ink mat, and it's sticky, and it holds everything in place. And then I put the self-sticking silk transfer on top and make sure that it's down really well also. So then I'm just going to open up the ink. Oh, and they've changed the jars too. You don't have the little thing that pops out anymore. That's kind of cool. So let's see. What have I got in here for clean ones? I think I'm going to use this one. So the ink is a little bit thinner than our chalk. It runs off a little bit more. So you have to be careful. I mean, it does kind of run off. And if you get it onto your fabric, it's kind of hard to get it out. You can do it with cold water if you want to. But it is a little bit difficult to do. So what I'm going to do is tape it around the edges. I was originally going to do this with chalk. Can you tell? Because all my ink stuff's put away. But anyway, so I just use painter's tape like I've done before. And just tape it around the edges. It kind of serves a dual purpose. It keeps your ink from going off the edge onto the towel, but it also just kind of gives a little bit more stability to your transfer because it's stuck down with just another layer. That can't be a bad thing, I would think. If it does come up, it can kind of bubble underneath it so that you might have a flaw. But the thing about homemade things is that they're not perfect, and that's actually part of the draw. part of why they're so cool is because they're not perfect. Everyone is just a little bit different. And that's something that I really like. All right, looks like one more piece to go. And I'll put what the products are in the comments below. So if anybody wants to make one, they can. You know, I just bought the towels at Walmart. They're pretty inexpensive. I think you get like 12 of them for $8 or $9 or something like that. And they last forever. I don't know why I like them so much, but I do. So I'll use this one. All I'm going to do is just put the ink on. Make sure that it's down in there really good. Now I've noticed that the ink takes a little longer to dry than what the chalk does. So I think it just gives you a little bit more leeway and a little bit more play time before you have to worry about getting that transfer up. If you leave it sit in the transfer too long and it actually dries, then it dries into the silkscreen. And if that happens, then when you peel it up, everything comes with the silkscreen instead of sticking to whatever it is that you're putting it on. Because you can put this on coffee cups, plates, ceramic decorations. You can put it on glass. Anything that you can bake or heat up to about 350 degrees will become permanent. Things that you can't heat up, it's not necessarily permanent. But if it's something that's just displayed on a shelf or something like that, it's going to hold up just fine because you're not putting it in water and you know, probably not being very rough with it anyway. So, all right, I've got this ink in here pretty well. I think I've got it covered pretty well. I don't think I missed anything, but I guess we're going to find out in a minute if I did. So I'm just going to peel up my tape, and the silk screen is coming with it, and that's just a cool little chicken. So I'll just set this aside for now. And then I'm going to take the towel off of the board. And I'm going to show you that the ink went through onto the board, but that's fine because all I have to do with this board is just wash it off. I can just grab a baby wipe and it'll come right off of there. So I'm just going to move it aside. And I'm going to put my towel back here. And what I'm going to do is dry it with my little heat gun here. Don't get your heat gun too close. It doesn't seem like they're getting really hot, but they are. I did it to one thing and turned it kind of brown around the edges, which for what I was making at the time looked kind of cool, but that may not work for whatever project that you're doing. Nice thing about these flour sack towels is that they're fairly porous, so it dries pretty quickly. Almost there. Still just a little bit sticky. I love this ink. It's really fun to work with. I can't say I love one more than the other though, because they both have their really good points. I love the chalk because you can wash it off and do it again. Alright, so I'm going to take a piece of parchment and put it over the ink. Smooth it out a little bit. Okay, and then this is a Cricut Easy Press. So I have it set at 305 degrees, and I'm going to put it on here. I have it also set for about 28 seconds. So I'll just put it on. You can also use multiple colors of ink. I just didn't choose to this time. I probably will on my next project though. I like, once again, that the ink takes a little bit longer to dry, so it gives you time to be just a little bit more creative. There we go. That's done. All right, that looks great. We pull it out of here, and it's now on there permanently. and I really like the way it looks. It's really cool. So anyway, like I said, I'll have a list of products below. I'll have this all ready for you to go if you want to order these products and make one for yourself. Thanks. Have a great day.